Hi, it's Colleen, and welcome to my YouTube channel. What's the difference between opaque and translucent embossing powder? And can I use my embossing powder on dark cardstock as well as light cardstock? I'm going to answer those questions for you today. So let's go over opaque and translucent embossing powder. WOW identifies the type of powder on the bottle there where I'm pointing. This is opaque embossing powder, which means that the powders will not let light through. So when they're embossed, they won't be affected by the color underneath them. Now this is translucent, and you see the T there? So translucent powders will allow light through them. And so the color under them will be affected by the finishing touch. So let's do some swatching so that you can actually see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to be swatching the opaque and the translucent powders on white and black cardstock. I'm starting by conditioning my sticky embossing pad with the WOW conditioner and refill. And this is really a good thing to have with your WOW embossing pad because it gets it nice and juicy every time you stamp. So I'm using something that I got from Waffle Flowers that's really good for swatching. I'll make sure that I put this on my description box below, but I really like it. And I've been getting into swatching my embossing powders because it gives me a better idea of what they look like. And I got to thinking, well, what will these powders look like on white cardstock and on black cardstock? I rarely use my powders on black cardstock. So today I thought I want to try it out and see how they look. So right now I'm just getting everything ready before I lay my embossing powder down. And I'm stamping it twice because I want to get really, really good coverage. So now I want you to see the glorious color of these powders from the new release that just came out the end of April. And look at that gorgeousness. Oh, that's pretty. This is from the WOW Trio. It's called English Garden. And these are the opaque powders. And again, that means that the color should not be affected by the color that's beneath them. So I'm going through all three of the powders in the trio, and I'm going to swatch them in black. And then I'm going to repeat the same process in white. And I'm going to do the same with the translucent powders. So the last color here is a green. And I really like this set, this English Garden set, because it's green and pink and brown, which reminds me of a beautiful spring garden. And the translucent powders are just so soft and lovely. So now I'm going to heat dry these. I'm using the WOW heat tool. This tool is awesome. It's got two settings, a low and a high setting, and it works super, super fast to dry your powders. You're going to see how quickly the powder dries. Look at that. It's already drying. And that's nice because it means that your paper will not warp. So now here's the finished product. These are all of the powders swatched, and now I'm going to show you the difference between white and black cardstock. So we're going to start with the opaque colors. And on the left is the white, on the white is the black cardstock. And there's very little difference between the two of them. And that's because the colors are not affected by the color that's beneath them. But I will say, from my observation, the white is still a little more vibrant than the dark. So white at the end of the day is probably the most vibrant color. But you can see that the grains look really good on the black cardstock. So now let's go to the translucent powders. And you can see already that the look on the white is completely different than the look on the black. However, it's gorgeous. So that tells me that you can use your powders in a whole heap of ways if you use them on black cardstock rather than white cardstock. Here are some cards that I made, and I wanted to show you how you can create gorgeous colors using black and white cardstock. So the backgrounds here are made with the translucent powders. I did it on white cardstock. I did it on black cardstock. Same three powders. They're called Fairground. and that's a new powder trio from Wow. And then the flowers and the sentiments were done in the opaque trio colors, which were called English Garden. And I will mark everything in the description box below for you. But look at the difference between the black background and the white background, and both of them are absolutely stunning in their own way. I'm so happy with doing this little experiment with you guys because it's really going to help me to do even more with my embossing powders. So these are the stencils that I use, and these are new to the release. They're called Lots of Dots and Lots of Bubbles. And today I used Lots of Bubbles. And I love that for a background. So here you have it. I have showed you how opaque cardstock or opaque powders work and how translucent powders work. And I hope that this has really helped you today. I'm really happy that you stopped by. If you like what you see here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the like button, and you'll never miss another one of my videos. And remember that the WOW release is live